Dragon Ball Super's colors sucked. Yeah, I said it. They were genuinely bad, and for years people have been blaming Tadayoshi Yamamuro for it. You've probably heard it before.
Yamamuro ruined Dragon Ball's colors, or his style made everything look plastic.
But here's the truth. That's actually not his fault. And today I'm going to break down exactly why the colors looked so off, who was actually responsible, and how Dragon Ball finally fixed this issue in recent years. Now first, we need to clear up a huge misconception that almost everyone in the fandom has. People love to say things like Yamamuro's colors, or even Shintani's colors, when talking about Dragon Ball Super Broly. But that's not how anime production works at all. Character designers do not decide the colors. Their job is to create the character sheets, the shapes, proportions, expressions, all of that, but without finalized colors. The actual responsibility of choosing colors belongs to a completely different role, the color designer. And this is where things start getting interesting, because the color designer is the one who builds the palette, but even they don't have full control. The final look of a series is decided through meetings. You've got the director, producer, art director, sometimes even marketing involved. Everyone is giving input, and the final result is basically a compromise between artistic vision and business needs. To really understand this, we can look at what veteran color designer Kunio Tsujita said about the process. He explained that creating colors isn't just about making something look good. It's about building a complete visual identity by working with multiple departments and constantly adjusting things until it fits the project. So right away, you can see, this isn't a one-person job. Now here's the part most people don't realize. There's a massive difference between smaller, artistic anime productions and giant franchises like Dragon Ball Super. In smaller projects, the director and color designer can experiment freely. But in a massive franchise like Dragon Ball, you don't have that freedom, because Dragon Ball isn't just an anime, it's a brand. And that brand has to stay consistent across everything. Games, cards, merchandise, posters, mobile apps, everything needs to look the same. Tsujita even mentioned that in other series like Saint Seiya, some character colors were straight up decided by Bandai, not the artists. So when you apply that same logic to Dragon Ball Super, things start to make a lot more sense. Those overly saturated colors, the glossy highlights, that weird plastic look on the characters, that wasn't just a random artistic choice, that was branding. It was done to make the anime match the look of promotional material, trading cards, and games like Dokkan Battle. The goal wasn't just to make the anime look good, it was to make it sell. And that's why it looked the way it did. Now yes, Yamamuro still had design issues. That's a separate conversation. But blaming him for the colors, specifically? That's just incorrect. And this actually gets even deeper when you look at real industry experiences. In 2024, promotional artist Fenyo openly talked about how his work gets modified without his permission. Things like highlights being added, colors being changed, all done after he submits his work. And that tells you everything you need to know. Even professional artists don't have full control over their own creations in a franchise this big. Once you submit your work, it becomes company property. That's the reality of the industry, and honestly, it's kind of sad when you think about it. Now let's talk about how we even got to this point in the first place. Back in the original Dragon Ball and Z days, everything was done using traditional cell animation. Colors were painted by hand, there was no digital system, no saved palette. Everything existed physically. So when Dragon Ball returned in the late 2000s, they had a huge problem. They had to rebuild the entire color identity from scratch. Kunio Tsujita was brought back for a 2008 special to help with this transition, and his job was literally to extract color information from old materials and convert it into digital form. But here's the thing. His first attempt didn't work. The colors ended up looking too soft, too modern. They didn't feel like Dragon Ball, so he had to redo everything to bring back that strong, impactful look the series was known for. And even after all that effort, that palette wasn't used long-term. Which leads us to the next phase, the Teepe Hot Era. When Toei started pushing projects like Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and eventually Dragon Ball Super, the responsibility of color design was given to Teepe Hot Era. And this is where the Dragon Ball Super look really comes from. Hotta's style was very distinct. high saturation, strong contrast, and that glossy, almost plastic-like finish on characters. And again, this wasn't random. If you look at Dragon Ball games and promotional art from that era, they all had that same look. So it's very likely that Hara was told to match that style to keep everything consistent. Which explains everything. The anime didn't look like that because it wanted to. It looked like that because it had to. Now fast forward to the turning point. Dragon Ball Super, Broly. This is where everything changed. The new color designer, Rumiko Nagai, came in and completely shifted the approach. Instead of that plastic, oversaturated look, she introduced a more natural, vibrant, and balanced palette. And because the film's director gave the team more creative freedom, it worked perfectly. This is why people say Shintani style when talking about Broly. But again, that coloring, that's all Nagai. She refined it further in Superhero, experimenting with slightly darker tones while still keeping that freshness. And even in Dragon Ball Daima, we see her adapting based on direction from Toriyama himself. So yeah, Dragon Ball finally escaped that old color problem. Now looking forward, this is where things get really exciting. The Dragon Ball Super remake will still have influences from the older system, but thanks to modern compositing and better production techniques, it's already looking much better. But the real highlight? The Galactic Patrol, the Moro Arc, because this is where Rumiko Nagai is going to fully cook. With modern animation, better direction, and her color design, yeah, this might genuinely be the best looking Dragon Ball we've ever seen. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. This could surpass everything. And honestly, that's just insane to think about. Now before we end this video, I gotta slow things down for a second because this part actually means a lot to me. We hit 10,000 subscribers. When I started, it was literally just me talking about stuff I love, theories, breakdowns, just having fun with it. And now there's a whole community here. That's something I don't take lightly at all. And what makes it even crazier is how active you guys are. The comments, the discussions, the corrections, the hype, even the disagreements. It all makes the content better. It actually feels like we're building something together, instead of me just uploading videos and dipping. So genuinely thank you. Not in a generic YouTuber way, but like actually thank you for sticking around, supporting, watching till the end, and pushing these videos out there. But we're not stopping here. 10K is just the beginning. Now we aim higher, way higher. 25K is the next goal, and I know we can hit that if we keep going like this. Better videos, deeper breakdowns, bigger ideas, we're just getting started. And honestly, one of my favorite parts of this community right now is the insane art you guys have been sending. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, some of you are genuinely crazy talented. So like always, end of the month means one thing, community spotlight time. First up, we got Ishan Arts with this Ultra Instinct Goku piece, and bro, the aura on this is actually clean. You didn't just draw him, you gave it energy. Keep pushing this style because you're onto something big. Next, PMA came through with Ultra Ego. And I'm telling you right now, the raw sketch alone already goes hard. The line work, the expression, the attitude, it captures everything Ultra Ego is supposed to be. Yeah, coloring would take it to another level, but even like this, it's powerful. Keep cooking, seriously. Then we got Spinning Zoom, and bro, this perspective shot, this is what I mean when I say creativity. It's not just about drawing a character, it's about how you present it. The angle, the depth, the coloring. It actually feels dynamic, like a frame straight out of an anime cut. You've been consistent too, which I respect a lot. After that, Cyan Rat absolutely went crazy with this All Might style Goku. Like, this is such a unique idea, and you executed it so well. The vibe, everything blends perfectly. I love seeing stuff like this. And then we got David Ivanov with this Namek Goku, and bro, this one hits different. It's simple, but powerful. The expression, the pose, the classic feel, it actually captures that raw Dragon Ball Z energy. Sometimes less is more, and you nailed that perfectly. And I had to include a bonus one because I couldn't ignore this. Ghost 47 Ultra with the Chi-Chi artwork. And the improvement here is crazy. Like, genuinely, seeing the progress over time is one of the best parts of doing these shoutouts. Keep going, because you're leveling up fast. This is exactly what I mean when I say this community is special. It's not just watching videos, it's creating, improving, sharing. That's what makes this whole thing worth it. So yeah, 10,000 down, 25,000 next, and we're just getting started. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care and see ya.